Hello dear students, today's lesson in science is about blood. Objectives: what are the contents of blood and what is the duty of the blood in the body? So the blood contents. The blood, this red liquid that we know is not made only from one substance. The red cells. The red cells give the red color for the blood, but it is not made only from red cells. There are other substances. There are other substances in the blood, and they have also a particular duties to do. And I call them not the main duties. The duties that the other substance made in the blood, they're just like supporters for the red cells. They protect the red cells to make its function. So what are these substances which are dissolved also there is the plasma, and the red cells, and the white blood cells, and the platelets. All these four substances, all together, they form the blood. And as I told you, the red cells are the main actor here. The main thing in the blood is the red cells because it transports oxygen and nutrients to body tissues, to the body cells or body tissues. And the others are just like, they have functions, but they work like, they perform these functions to support the duty of the red cells. Let us go to each one of them and we shall see what they do. First, the plasma. The plasma is the biggest part from the blood. It makes about 55%. The most of the content of the plasma is water. And it is just like the medium where other substance swim inside. Without the plasma, the other substance cannot move in the body. So the plasma, as I said, it is just like the medium where other substance move through. The plasma have also other substances dissolve in it itself, like sugar, which is needed from other body parts or from body cells to make energy. And the plasma, the color of the plasma is pale yellow. And as I said, it makes 55% of the blood. So what are the main function of the plasma? It works as the medium that transports other blood substance around the body, and it has sugar dissolved in it, which can be used from body tissues or body cells. So the red cells, the main actors. The body cells, the red cells have a substance, a pigment called hemoglobin. What is this hemoglobin? When our blood goes through the lungs, the oxygen in the air that we breathe oxygen in our lungs, air. This oxygen will diffuses from the air sacs into the blood. This oxygen, when it diffuses from the air sacs to the blood, it will combine with this hemoglobin. And when it combines with this hemoglobin, the color of the blood will turn really bright red, and we call it that the blood is oxhemoglobin. We call it an oxhemoglobin because it is oxygenated, and we know this also, this expression, oxygenated blood, oxhemoglobinic blood, because the oxygen is combined with the hemoglobin and it turns to white blood, and it's now ready to take it to the other body parts to get used from it. When this blood then is oxygenated and goes to the other body parts, to the body tissues, the oxygen now will separate from the blood, will separate from the hemoglobin, diffuses through the veins, and goes to the body tissues, to the cells. And in opposite operation, the carbon dioxide will diffuses from the cells to the hemoglobin of the blood, and the blood will turn to blue or red blue, something like that. This diagram is not very accurate, but it shows you only how this works. Now, as you see here, the blood comes from the air, from the lungs, and it's red, bright red, and it's here the oxygen is combined with the hemoglobin. The oxygen will separate from the hemoglobin into the body tissues, okay, and as it moves around here, the carbon dioxide will diffuse as an opposite operation from the body tissues to the blood, and is turned blue and goes again back to the lungs to get again filled up with oxygen. This area here, as I said, the diagram is not very accurate. This area here is very, very thin. This is the finest, the smallest vein or vessel in the human body. This area here should be 1 cell thick, so that the oxygen can have the ability to diffuse through it to the body cells. But as I told you, this diagram is only to show you the process of separating the oxygen from the hemoglobin, and then the carbon dioxide combination with hemoglobin and going back to the lungs to get wieder mal oxygenated. So here is oxygenated blood, and here is deoxygenated blood, and in the middle is the exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide with the body tissues. Now we come to the white cells. White cells is another substance of the blood which works as a supporter for the red cells because it protects the blood from bacteria and viruses, and she makes this in 2 ways. First, she can make hands to grab the bacteria and viruses inside of her, and then she digests them with a certain enzyme. Second way, she produces antibodies, and this is important. What are the antibodies? The antibodies are small special molecules produced by the white cell which can stick to the bacteria or to the virus and kill it. So this is a very important definition. What are the antibodies? The antibodies are special molecules created by the white cell to kill bacteria and viruses. So this is how the white cell kills bacteria and viruses in 2 ways, number 1 and number 2. And this is a diagram showing the plasma again. As you see, the plasma is the bigger part of the blood, and this is the blood vessels, and this is to show you the size of them. As you see, the size of the white cells are the biggest. They are bigger than the red cells, and the platelets are the smallest. Okay, the platelets are the smallest size, and then comes the red cells, and the bigger size in the blood is the white blood cells. So these are the cells which are using the plasma of the blood to go around in the human body to reach every tissue and every cell in the human body. We come to the platelets. The platelets also have a very important function, a supportive function for the blood, and that is when a wind happens or something, so that the blood will not continue to flow outside. This platelet will make just like a net from fibrin to stop the flowing of blood outside. As you see here, these are the platelets. Okay, when a wind happens, they gather again. When the wind happens, they gather immediately together and make just like a net from fibrin. Okay, to stop the flowing of blood outside. We call it clotting the wind. She seals the wind by clotting it. Okay, by clotting it, she seals the wind so that stops the blood from flowing outside. So, as you see, my dear students, that we have the blood is 4 substances, not only one, not only red cells. They are the plasma, red cells, white cells, and the platelets. 4 substances. The biggest substance is the plasma, which works as a medium that the other 3 substances use to go around in the body. Without the plasma, we cannot go nowhere in the body. Okay, this is one thing. The main actor in the blood is the red cells because of the hemoglobin, which combines with the oxygen and bring it to all body cells and body tissues. Okay, and the others, the white cells and the platelets, they work as policemen. They watch for bacteria, and the white cells watch for bacteria and viruses to protect the blood, and also the platelets. She sees if there's any wound or any cut in the veins, so that she will try to close it so that we don't lose blood and we don't lose energy. Also, if you lose blood, you use energy. I think this. Thank you very much. This is the main thing. Please visit the classroom to see. I describe for you your homework that you should do. Thank you very much for your visit.